Morning traders, unfortunately that $250,000 next milestone is just getting further and further away because today we hit another max loss on the day. That's right, you heard it. I got stopped out of trading and even pre-market, which makes it even worse. And the big reason for that is because I'm scaling right now. So I want to focus this video a little bit on the difficulties of scaling. I got a really good story for you guys. But before we do that, let me just go to the trading screen and show you these tickers that we traded today. And you can see just, back-to-back red. I was green a little bit on STRN, small little profit there, but every ticker I traded today, you guys will see this, failed. And it was really, really stressful. Let's just start with, I think the first ticker I traded, which was SISI. It could have been LTRN, but oh well, let's just go to SISI first. I'm down 389 on this one. Yeah, you can see it here, popped up. I started trading this pullback. I started getting a little bit more aggressive at this 160 zone. It failed, eventually got back to like break even. Well, actually I was still red on this one, so it kind of shows. Now you might be wondering, how did you take a 389 loss, cutting your losses as it was bouncing back? And it's because, like I said, I've been scaling up. So even like a 2-3% loss, you're dealing with $200-300 on a $10,000 position size. And a lot of my position sizes today were like $11,000-12,000. So that just made it even worse. And then my max loss for the day is $1,000. So I get there really, really quickly. And I have a good way to mitigate that a little bit. I'll share with you guys later on in this video. LTRN, another ticker that just popped up. And any normal market, these would have been pretty good trades. So I'm not actually so upset about the way I traded. I am a little bit upset and disappointed by myself by the way I position size today. I think that was my mistake. Another ticker, LTRN, popped up. I start buying this one in the micro pullback, looking for continuation. No continuation, and whack, take another loss on that one. STRN, similar situation. This one actually worked out, so this one actually had a little bit of continuation. I did buy this one a little bit too high again, almost got stopped out here, but I held a little bit longer. I was just about to cut my losses, was basically ready to cut my losses here, and then it popped up, and I got basically saved by the bell here. Went for another pullback trade, which was probably just way too aggressive in this market. This one didn't work out, and I gave back a little bit off the top. But CLNN was really the big loser for me. This one whacked me really, really hard. And just like the other ones, I'm buying here. You'd think I learned by now, but 4 tickers in a row that all failed. That's very unusual. So this one pops up and pulls back. I start, loading the boat here. And this is where I made my mistake. I got way too aggressive with the size. This was a 2.5 thousand shares, and it was like a $12,000 position size. And it started selling off. I started cutting my losses here, and I was like, whatever, another loser. Who cares? But then it just boom, just like that. And I took like an 8-9% loss on this one. I was only able to get out a small position of my shares here, and that flush, I was chasing the whole way down, and I think I finally got executed at 38. I think that's where I got filled. Yeah, 38. So pretty much at the perfect low, I got filled. It bounced up like 2% and then continued selling off. So yeah, it was a rough day for me. And sometimes those things happen. It's not like unheard of. It just somehow today, I really got in every one of those flushes today. And that was a little bit frustrating. Here's my net profit for the day. So I pretty much just lost today. My win ratio was pretty down. My risk reward was kind of actually okay. Believe it or not, this is actually an okay risk reward. But really the problem was I just basically every trade I took did not work out. And you can see here, I took some pretty nice losers. And I actually thought my cost on this one was more because on the Trade Journal Wizard, it was showing a higher cost. And I think there's something that we need to fix there. So I'm going to look into that. Otherwise, I only had one trade over $10,000. Just a very consistent losing streak. I want to show you guys the running P&L, and then I'll talk about the story a little bit about why scaling can be so difficult. Right here is the calendar. So you can see that, this month has just been a little bit tricky. Last week, we didn't really have a lot of opportunities, but somehow I was able to avoid a lot of the red moves. Today or this week, I'm just kind of falling into every trap. It's just been really, really stressful. I haven't really been able to have any sort of winning streak this week, and that basically mitigated my profits from last week. So right now I'm red on July, and it's just not a fun place to be. I hate being red on the month. You can see with my running P&L, I just was never able to get green today. I basically started off in the red and just got more in the red. And this week, just in general, I've had some really steep declines. But then going to the Trade Journal Insights page, this is really what I wanted to talk about. And this is originally when I was scaling, and I was scaling in a pretty good market. This is like every month got a little bit better. You can see I even started roughly in July with this strategy, which is one of the weakest points in the market overall. Hence, we're in July right now. Summer is always notoriously bad. And then we were getting into 2020, which was like one of the best years for day trading. 2021 was pretty good too, but 2020 was just absolutely insane. It was easier to scale, and I was just constantly scaling my position size. And then let's actually go to the monthly here and then hide the nominal. This is where things got a little bit tricky. So the market really died down quite a bit in March 2021. I just remembered like it was yesterday. All of a sudden, the volume just died up, and I was ready to scale again my size. You can see my average size was just increasing, and I did that for March and April, and it just did not work at all. The opportunities were just gone. It was a desert. I had a hard time making money in April, and then you could see my growth started going a little bit more linear in this area compared to the exponential growth in this area. And this is basically where every time I try to scale, I just got whacked right back down. Actually, October ended up being my first red month ever, and then this was like over a year and a half now. That was my first red month ever, and it was kind of like really frustrating. Not to mention I was also traveling, so my mind was all over the place. And then boom, I had two back-to-back $2,000 losers, so 2 red days that were at $2,000, and that's when I reduced my max loss for the day from 2,000 to 1,000, because I was like, 2 back-to-back $2,000 days right now, based on what my green days are, is just too much. So I need to reduce, and I still left it at $1,000. So again, right now in July, I am right at $800. I got to get back in the green. That would be great, and nothing has to happen, but that's my goal now. Time to dig myself out of the hole if I can. The problem is now in 2022, it has been consistently bad momentum. So January, February, March, April, May, June, all have been really, really bad months. Actually, June was okay. But July now again is bad. So I'm here, trading, but I feel like I have the skill level to increase my size. The problem is the market is not ready for me to increase my size. So one way, I've been really thinking about this a lot. One way I want to address this issue is increase my base size and not average into winners, because we just don't get the continuation right now. And that, in sense, is working. I just don't always abide by that rule, but a lot of my mistakes come from not abiding by that rule. So that's fine. I think that's a big check mark, and I got to keep doing that. The second thing, though, and this is where I really made my mistakes today in the stats, is when I trade a new ticker. A lot of these were pretty much new tickers. LTRN, new ticker, boom, took a big loss. SISI, boom, new ticker, took a loss. STRN, new ticker, actually this was almost a big loser right here, but I saved it right at the end. But and then CLNN, big loser, first ticker popped up. Now, there is a trend here. Basically, a ticker pops up, and I don't have a good read on it yet. Maybe it's going to be a winner, maybe it's going to be a loser, maybe there's going to be continuation. I don't really know. And for that reason, I need to dip my toes in a little bit. So I need to trade half average size as my first trade. That's a new rule. Boom, just like that. So my average size right now is $6,000. That means when a ticker pops up, I need to be trading half of my average size on that. So this should have been a $3,000 trade. So let me show you how that would have made today. At least I would have not been max loss. And then who knows, I could have maybe repaired myself from there. And who knows, maybe I could have had a green day. So this trade right here, I would have had maybe a 3% loser or so, but it would have only been on $3,000. So boom, that's only a $90 loss. Easily recoverable. Right here, I had a 3.5% loser. Fair enough, $120 loser. Not a bad deal. This one actually is pretty much legit. This is exactly what would have happened. And then, since I was in the flow on this one, sizing up, now getting to an average size would have been okay. And then eventually I would have had a loser again on this one. That's fine as well. And I kind of would have, this exactly was perfect. This ticker was perfect. Still not a home run ticker, not a great ticker, but this one was exactly how I should have traded. And then boom, CLNN pops up. I trade it. I take a big loss here, 7%. Hey, whatever, it's only $3,000. That's a $210 loser. not the greatest, but hey, at least I'm not stopped out for the day. I would have only been down like, I don't know, what is that, $300-400 and easily recoverable. All I would have needed to do was find a ticker that I could have traded and, had a few green trades on, and I would have been back to break even. So, and this will definitely work in a hot market as well, because in a hot market, you have more continuation. So I'll be able to start sizing after my first trade works and I have a good read on the ticker. Now, this doesn't mean I'm never going to have a big loser. I definitely will have big losers because I'll be trading 3x, 4x, 5x, 10x my average size as the ticker heats up and I get better and better. So I'll still have big losers, but I'll avoid things like this on a slow day of just like unnecessarily scaling. Plus, on a hot day, even when you start reaching like big resistance on a ticker, you want to start scaling down. So instead of doing a 5x average position size, you'll be doing a maybe average position size or a 2x average position size. It's only like those really perfect setups that you want to do like 5 or maybe even 10x position size. But this is not the market for it. And my problem today was that position sizing is a subcategory of risk management. So in the end, my risk management was off today. So I deserve this red day for sure. It's obviously really frustrating and I could easily just blame it on the tickers because all of them didn't work out, which is true. But at the same time, I should have still been able to survive until I thrive. And today I did not survive until I thrive. So today was a really big mistake on my end. And I just got to take the loss and hopefully learn from it and move on. And at least I can share it with you guys. And on that note, I'll see you guys then first thing tomorrow morning for Friday. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.